Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anurag and today we want to learn a new software called Tableau. So today this is a basic tutorial. Today we want to learn and just a part 1 of the tutorial. So next we'll also upload on part 2 and part 3. So today we'll learn on introduction part of the Tableau. So what is Tableau? So let's start with the first concept. So what is Tableau? So Tableau is a business intelligence tool. So what is Tableau? So first we have to answer two important questions here. What is data visualization and what is visualization important? So what is data visualization? You might have heard this word uh, pretty good times, like what is data visualization and how does everything works. Data visualization is the process of describing information through visual rendering. So what does it mean? Like for example, if you have a data, like if you have a data in your Excel file and just want to see how I just want to see how this numbers looks in terms of like graphical representation. This helps. The Tableau software helps how we can do this on overall visual rendering. So as you can see, as I told you this, so on the left hand side you can see this is the data we are talking about. There are rows, columns, numbers, and everything out here. So what we need to do is we need to just transfer the whole amount of data, which is very difficult to read, into a graphical presentations, like in graphs, in charts, like different kinds of visual representation. It really helps. Like if you just look at this data, the left hand side of the data, and you can see the all the rows are the columns, but it's difficult to read and it's very like not so friendly to look at this number. But what if we can convert this data into beautiful charts and graphs? It's really easy to see. As you can see on the right hand side of the thing, right hand side of the screen, that the similar data has been converted into an graphical presentation like bar chart, and there is like tree map and overall this. So this is called as data visualization. Data visualization helps a really good amount of things. How we can the overall work of it. So why is data visualization important? Technological advances have made data visualizations more prevalent and powerful than ever before, like business purposes. For example, like in olden days, we used to use normal Excel data to for all our day-to-day work. But today, in advanced technologies, your clients, your customers, your companies, they are regularly to see how this data looks in form of graphic representation. Like just in one shot, if you just look at it, actually able to take decisions like how we can be able to do it, how we can able to understand the more data into a particular way, and how everything works under. This really helps. This really helps in understanding the whole powerful business purpose. So now the question again comes: what is Tableau? So Tableau is a groundbreaking data visualization software created by Tableau Software. So Tableau is a company, and that company has created this software. It's a really amazing software. Tableau connects easily to nearly any data source. What does it mean? What does the meaning of data source here? Data source is the source from where the data has been collected to upload into Tableau. For example, if you have an Excel file and in that Excel file you have numerous rows and columns and a lot amount of data, that is called as data source. The same data can from Word, from CSV files, or some Oracle software. So Tableau connects easily to this nearly any data sources. Tableau allows for instantaneous insight by transforming data into interactive visualizations called as dashboards. So what are dashboards here? As you might have heard this word pretty often. So dashboards is nothing but a, a single page. On a single page, different kinds of graphs and charts have been accumulated there. The Tableau allows instantaneous insight by transforming data into interactive visualizations called as dashboards. Hope you got clear to it. So what is Tableau? Continuation. As you can see there, this is the software called Tableau here. On left hand side you can see here and how it is converted into an graph, which is really helpful. Like if you work on those things. As you can see here, This software, such an amazing software, and how it's easily able to convert all the numerical data into a graphical representation. It looks pretty much easier to understand. So what kind of software it is? Tableau features. So what are the features for Tableau? There are many ways, there are many different kinds of Tableau has amazing features. Speed to market. So what does it mean, speed to market? It just easily means how you can upload the data into Tableau. It's a very speedy process, very speedy thing. Like if you have data of large chunk of data into a Microsoft Excel, and if you want to convert into a graphical representation, Tableau can be easily available and easily upload data from your so whatever data you have it. Second is Tableau is easy to use. It's very user friendly. It's very user friendly. Not like other software. It's very difficult to understand, or you don't need any type of coding or macros to run this software. It's a very easy to use. The way everything, the whole UI, the user interface built on this software is pretty amazing. It really helps any person to learn this software a very friendly way. And Tableau does big data. So what is big data? As I said in the earlier thing, like a speed to market, big data is nothing but the overall data which is available in our servers is easily able to capture it and is able to convert those data into a beautiful chart, beautiful presentation. It's really a good thing that it is able to take the big data because unlike the other softwares, they are not so good enough. Their memory is not so good enough. They can able to do it. Third is Tableau. Fourth is Tableau does any data, any kind of data. What does it mean? Any data? It means that it is able to take numerous amount of and different types of data like the CSV files, Excel files. If we have also even the notepad, if there is a data on a notepad, this notepad can also be converted into a Tableau dashboard, Tableau, different kind of things. So this is really amazing. Stunning and interactive plots. So what does it mean? Plots. Plots are nothing but the graphic representations. It's a Tableau terminology. It says that plots. So it gives an amazing data visualizations. Visualizations which the software has been understandable. It's really amazing how we can do it. And Tableau is the industry leader. So there are a lot of softwares now which looks similar to like graphic representation. There's Power BI, and we also know about the Excel graphs and charts. But Tableau is an industrial leader. Like it has got the amazing customer reviews, the client reviews work because it's a really a good tool to learn and good tool is user friendly to easy to use. Next is connecting to data. So let's connect Tableau to data. As we learned in the previous class, like what is Tableau and how everything works. So today now we'll learn how to connect data to Tableau. Connected to data, there can be three data. One is the Excel data, as we have worked on the previous things. There is a database data and there is a cloud data. As you guys know what is Excel data. So what is the database data? The database data is nothing but the data which is stored on the databases, like servers and the other thing like Oracle. There is other called a PI. There is called as CTR. These are the database data which the Tableau has been connected. So it's easily able to we can Tableau easily able to capture the databases from the databases. Next is cloud data. So what is cloud data? Cloud data is nothing but data is stored on the clouds and servers. Like it is not stored on particular server or particular hard drive or something like that. It's stored on the clouds. So Tableau is even able to take those data from Excel database and also from the cloud data, which helps all these things to connect to an easily able to connect to data. Adding another data sources. A workbook can have multiple data sources. We can connect to locally saved extract or event data source, which is published to Tableau Online or Tableau Server. So what does it mean? A workbook. So what does a workbook mean? A workbook is nothing but an Excel file or any file which has been uploaded to Tableau right now. It's called as workbook, and this workbook can have multiple data sources. What does it mean? Multiple data sources. For example, a single Excel file will have multiple tabs, like tab 1, tab 2, tab 3. So all the tabs can be uploaded to the Tableau. So multiple data sources, and you can also connect locally saved extract or the data source extract. What does it mean? locally saved extract and data source extract. Locally saved extract is nothing but an extract is saved on your computer, which is in your folder. The Excel file is saved on your folder. It can also have a local file extract data source, which is nothing but the we have learned on a Tableau online or Tableau server. There's another kind of server called Tableau. This is called a Tableau server, where all the cloud data can be saved there, and Tableau can be easily able to connect those data, those servers into your thing. So there are two kinds of data now: live versus extract. What is live? Live nothing but the data is already on the server, is already on the cloud, which is live data. For example, like if there is an something called as some product which has been selling a lot now. If you want to see the live data of the product, what's happening now, that data is stored on the cloud. Tableau is able to capture that data, even that data. And what is extract nothing but the download of that data. Hope you guys are able to understand what the difference between the live data and the extract data. Data prep with next Excel and Excel files. Data interpreter, pivot, metadata grid, split, and custom split. So what is data interpreter? With no columns, names, and lot of nulls, data interpreter strips out them and columns are properly identified. For example, if you have an Excel file and there are no column names and lot of nulls, there is no like example, there is no column name like this column depends for what is the meaning of that column, like A, B, C, D, like name, address, country, region. There is no column there, and a lot of null, not of like blank cells are there on the Excel file. Then Tableau can easily interpret, strip out them, and columns are properly identified. That is the beauty of this Tableau software. It's easily able to understand what kind of data it is, what kind of rows and columns is it, and what does it belong. That's called a data interpreter. Next is pivot. The pivot merges the information from the original columns and rows into a new columns. So what does it mean that if you have a columns and the rows which are not merged in form from the original column, it really helps and helps those rows into a new column. Thus, it really helps the people. This really helps the everything to get those things and to get those varieties of rows. Next is metadata grid. It can be useful view with a large number of files and when tables have been joined. So what does it mean? Like metadata grid, it's a useful view. Like how we can able to useful the large number of files within the tables have been joined. It really helps overall the data to it, overall the access to it, and split data. So we can split the columns based on the shared delimiter of that hyphen. Custom split. We can also choose the delimiter with the and choose an hyphen between them. So this is the example here. This is an example of a data. This is an example of data, how the data looks. I'm uploading this data into the Tableau. In the future lessons, when we learn how the Tableau works, we'll upload this data into this. So this is a overall Excel file, and these are called as rows, and these are called as rows, and these are called as columns. So in the columns, you can see there is a header like row ID, product category, product subcategory, customer ID, customer name, order ID, order quantity, and lot of such things. This is the data. This is called as data. As you guys learned in the previous slides, like what is a data source? This is the data source. We'll be studying. And below there are other rows like product suppliers, customer ID, customer names, how much they have ordered, what is the order date, ship mode, and everything, city, postal legend. This is all the overall data. And also you can see there are different tabs here. There is returns, how much have you returned, there are users, there is standard. All this data can be uploaded into a Tableau at once. All these tabs can be uploaded into Tableau at once. This is really helpful. Like how we can able to understand this data. For example, if I want to know the product category, and inside a product category, like I want to know for technology, I want to know how much has been invested on technology. If I click on it, I click on technology, and inside technology, I want to see that there are so many things, but I want to look only for the uh, like telephones and communications. I want to see how much is the telephone and communication. I'll get the overall data here. Overall, everything, how much has these are the customer names who have ordered this, the order ID, ship date, ship mode, and all of this. Like if you convert this data in a graphical representation, it looks so beautiful, so easily to understand. Like for example, if I look see, now you're able to see what is the particular technology, subcategory technology communication. So I want to see like how like which customer bought it, what is the customer segment, different graphs, when did they order it. Like now it's very difficult to read this data, read these numbers and everything. Like what is the profit, what is the sales. Like if I convert this data into graphical chart and show them how this is so beautiful, and really able to understand how this actually works and how we can able to uh, connect on the overall data for it. So now guys, I'll teach you how to upload this data, into Tableau. So this is the Tableau software will be working right now. As you guys see here, this is the Tableau software will be working right now. So inside the Tableau software, we have numerous kinds of data sources. As I explained earlier, in the earlier lessons, earlier slides, like in the file there are Microsoft Excel and text file. On the server, we are able to download so many servers here. The different kinds of servers which can be different, like Excel Vectorizer, Amazon Redshift, Esther Cloud, Cloud Hadoop, Firebird, Google Analytics, Google BigQuery, IBM DB2, OData, Oracle Data, MySQL, CS4, HFE, HANA, SFE. This is an amazing software you can able to on a server. On an Excel, we have Excel, Microsoft Excel text file and everything. So overall, this is the main home page of this Tableau software, guys. Like when you open Tableau, you're able to see this page. Next, what we are going to do, click on the particular data. Like for example, for our data, we are supposed to store data. That is the Excel data. So click on Microsoft Excel. So when you click on Excel, it takes us to the Tableau data sources. These are all data sources which I uploaded. So these sources you will be able to get once you upload the Tableau software. These are free data sources. These are free Excel files to learn how to work on Tableau. So Tableau software, even the Tableau company provides software for free for you guys. So you can work on this software. For example, now I take a supposed to subset of data. Just click on that and click on open. Let it load. It will take. See guys, as I told you earlier, now it's asking for the tabs, like which tab you guys want to upload into this software. Like we had order tab, we have return, like as I guys showed you earlier, like if you come here, there is an order tab, there is a return tab, you can see the below is a user tab, standard tab. It asks what is the tab you want to understand. For us we want order tab because inside the order tab there is a lot of data. I don't want return, I don't want users or something like that. I want order tab. So what I'll do is I'll I'll just click on orders and just OK. So now what happens is Tableau is connecting all the data sources, preparing the data, everything like, and as see guys, just within a second, within a few seconds, you're able to extract all the huge data. It's a huge data. Right now we saw it. Within seconds, you're able to extract it. Just wait for a while. Just wait for some seconds, and you're able to get all the. You can see just 21 seconds. They already got extracted. 600 rows, 700 rows. Like amazing speed, amazing capability, amazing the memory the software has. Let's wait for it and then we continue the further part. Okay guys, so now we are here. Now we are able to see the overall picture. So once the data is connected, this is the thing, yeah, and this is the main thing, guys. This is the page where we'll be working on our software. This is the page where everything will be working on it. As you can guys see, this is the overall thing. About this thing, I'll teach you in next lessons or the on the next video. Right now, I just wanted to teach you how data is connected to the Tableau software and everything like that. So just we'll go to the slides and we'll just continue with everything the rest of the part. Okay guys, so as again we'll continue the same thing what we have learned before: data interpreter, board, metadata grid, split and the custom split using data interpreter. So what is the data interpreter? As you can see on the left hand side, there's so many connections on here, on sheets and the connections. Using the sheet and connections, you can see how to click on review the result and how an Excel file generated with the interpreted null values. Look at those keys. As you can see on the left hand side, so many null values are there. As you can see on the column B, there are so many null values. They are all null values. And as you can see on the C column, there are so many numbers that are not formatted properly. Tableau will be easily able to clean this data. As you can see, we have also option for the cleaning the data. This really helps on how the data understand, how we can able to capture those data into a string and everything like that. So saving and publishing data sources. Saving a data source makes it easily available in a copy desktop. So what does it mean, like saving data source? Example, now we have a supposed to data which we worked right now. So we want that data to be stored on a local computer, on a local hard drive, right? And with that data, it's easily helpful for the Tableau software to easily able to understand how we can work on this data. Or it can be published to Tableau Online or Tableau Server. There is a server for Tableau. It's called Tableau Online and Tableau Server. What is Tableau Online and Tableau Server? The difference between this, Tableau Server is nothing but a server where after we work on the data, after we create some charts and all, and if you want to save that chart, you can't save it on your drive, on your computer. No, it's not possible to save all the charts on computer. So if you want to save it, we will have to save on the Tableau server. There's not something called a server. We will save on the server, and the person who wants to see it, for example, you are here and the person in some other place, and if you want to see what you have worked on it, so you just log in on the Tableau server, and the file which you have saved there, you able to log in from there and able to watch those graphical charts. It's called as Tableau server. And Tableau online is nothing but the online software where you will be live working on it, and other person is able to see what we are working on that. It's called Tableau online. So for saving data source, you have to save data source on .tds. This is not the data itself. What does TDS means? The data Tableau data source. T means Tableau, D means data, and S means source. It's called a Tableau data source. Really helpful. And you should be really careful by working on this, because once this data source has been wrong, it is really difficult for the expert to gain about it. Next is a note on file types. There are different kinds of files. The different kinds of files that you do working on. The first is workbook. It's called as .twb. TWB means T for Tableau, W for work, B for book. Tableau workbook. So what are workbooks? Workbooks hold worksheets, dashboards, and stories. So what are worksheets? Nothing but the sheets which we are working on right now. Like we have sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, right? Like there's a worksheet. So called a worksheet. Dashboards, as we had discussed in the earlier earlier lessons, dashboards nothing but the on a single page we have different kinds of um, graphical presentation. Like we have a pie chart, we have a line chart, we have a different chart on a single page. They are called as dashboard. And what are stories? Stories is nothing but and it, it, it's just like a story you're showing on a single page. Like on the first chart you show the sales, on second chart you show the on the profits, and third you show how much loss we had, or fourth you show on the returns we had. So it shows like a story kind of thing. Like once a user sees it or once your client sees it, it's really helpful for them how everything works on this. This is called a story. So for dashboard, stories, and workbooks, all these files are saved under .twb, that is Tableau Workbook. Next is bookmark. It's called as .twbm. Tableau, this Tableau bookmark. So bookmarks contains a single sheet. So what is bookmarks is that how we have bookmarks on our browsers like Google browsers or the Mozilla browsers, Firefox browser. So same way we have a bookmarks here. So we save some files on the bookmark and directly able to extract those files directly into the Tableau. Like how we are saving a bookmark on website on a bookmark, right? The same way we save the bookmarks on this single sheet. That will able to extract those bookmarks under the single sheet. This is called as .tpm. So we save those files under .tpm. Next is packaged workbook. This is called as .twpx. What is packaged workbook? archive containing a workbook along with all the resources and files. So what does it mean? It's kind of a workbook. It's a package kind of thing. Like that file contains everything. It contains workbook along all these bookmarks along with single sheet, the single data sources and the files. It's really helpful kind of thing, and how we can able to save it is really amazing thing. Next is data extract. This is called as .tde. So what is the data extract? So local copy of a subset of the entire data sources to share and improve the performances. A TD file is an extract file. So what an extract file is that if you have something on the server, if you have saved something on the server, if you want to extract it, you're easily able to extract all those data. I mean, you can have the split part of it and able to extract the entire data sources to share and improve the performance. This is called as .td file. Next is the data sources. .td. These are very important. Data source. .tds. A shortcut to often use data source. Like we have the file, right? The Excel file. We supposed to Excel file. This is called as TDS file, containing information and modification. It really helps in how we can work on these files. What are the different things we can do on these files and all these things. This is really helpful for the data sources. Next we have the package data source. This TDSX. I know guys, like you're finding it very confused, like to understand all this, but don't worry. I'll just take you. This is just an overview. This is just the first lesson. This is the first video and the first uh, lesson of this tutorial. This is the part one. I'll go to the part two and part three where I'll explain in detail like what are this workflow, how do you save it. It's not guys to worry. This is just a basic part of it. Hey guys, so package data source is an archive containing data source package along with any related files. So this really helps and how we can be able to do it and how we can be able to understand all those files. So guys, there are six kinds of data sources. First is workbook, there's .twb, there's bookmark.tpm, there's package workbook.twbx, there's data extract and the .tde, there's data source that is .tds, there's package data source that is .tdsx. This is the thing we want to learn about in future lessons. Next is join types with units. So what are joins and what are types? So before we go to this guys, before we learn what are joins in this, I really want to explain you guys on a basic part of the Tableau. I want to show you like on practical how this works. So let's go to our Tableau software. Okay, right now we are here. Okay, so as you guys can see here on the left hand side, there's something called as here dimensions. As you can see the word dimensions and something called as measures. What is the difference between the dimensions and the measures? Dimensions are nothing but alphabetical things. Like for example, customer name, it's a alphabet, right? Alphabet. Customer segment, product category, product container, subcategory, region. These are all called as dimensions. And here we have measures, different kinds of measures like customer ID, discount, order ID. They're all numerical things. So we need all. So Tableau is based on these two things. The first thing is called as dimensions. The other thing is called as measures. With these two things, we're able to create some chart, able to create some graphic representations and everything like tables. With these two things, we need dimensions. Also, we need measures. Okay guys, and here we have something called as pages and the filters. What is pages and filters mean? Like as we have filters in our Excel, filter it out, right? So here we are able to filter it out. And here we have marks. This is called as automatic bar. Like which chart you guys want, you can able to brand that chart here. Like for example, I want bar chart and I click on bar chart. I want area chart and I click on area chart. So something like that. Here is the color, the different kinds of colors. There is the size, like we able to understand what size it is. If you go to colors, there are so many colors. There's a text here. You can see there's a detail and everything like that. I'll walk you guys through everything in detail, step by step, step by step. Okay guys, so first we'll take a simple thing like I want to take a product subcategory. What you guys should do is just double click on it. Once you double click on it, the whole product category, drag it and will create a visualization here. This is the product category. As you guys can see, it came here. So appliances, binders accessories. As you can see in Excel file, if you go to the simplest Excel file and if you go to product category, see, sorry, product subcategory, see, we have all these things like appliances, binders, bookcases, chairs, paper, storage. The same thing has been uploaded here. Appliances, binders, bookcase, chairs, everything has been uploaded here. This is the thing. Now we want to measure. Like I want to see the number. What do you want to see? You want to see discount? You want to see the profit we did? You want to see the sale? What is it? Well, I want to see the sale. So just double click on it and come here. See this. See this. This is such an amazing tool. Like if you want to cross check if the numbers are correct, what you can do is the appliance is showing 456723. Just go to the Excel file and click on appliances, and for sales come here, look for sales and just do this, and you can see this number here, 456723.08, 4.3723. As you can see guys, it's such an amazing thing how it was able to calculate the overall thing, the overall numbers for this thing. So as you can see there, for everything we are able to understand this. For example, if I want to see the office machine, if the numbers are correct, just go to the Excel file. Just go to the Excel file and go here to the, where is that, word subcategory. So just uncheck appliances and go on office machine and come here, go to sales, drop down. As you can see, 1218656. Just go to Tableau. Office machine says 1218657. As you guys can see, this is the exact number what we have shown in the Excel file. So this is the way, guys. This is the way. Now see, I created a simple chart now here, and be able to understand how this actually works, how I was able to understand these things and everything like that. So guys, see, this is simple chart. This is the basic thing which I have talked about to right now. So how to drag this? What you need to do is just click on the first set category, drag it here and pull it here. Just click on this and drag it and pull it here. And next what you can do is the measure thing. Just click the, where is that measure one, the sales one, just drag it and drop it here on the column section, or you can drop it on here the text section. So it's so easy, so easier. Example, also I want to see the profit. Just click on, double click on it, so you can see the profit sales here. This is the profit, this is the sales. Like if I want this to drop here, just drop it here. See, this is the sales and this is the profit. Like if I want to see on this way, and I can see that the office machines had the highest number of sales and this had the highest number of profit. So in this way we are able to understand the basic things, how we are able to work on it. So it's a really helpful tool guys, and it really makes like how we are able to do, and how it is easy to understand the basic things, and overall things like that. Now we learn guys how with the joins and the type of joins with the union thing. Joining tables. Joining tables is a way of combining information from multiple tables based on a field they share. As you guys can see here, joins are always made on a specific field or fields. So what does it mean? Like joining tables is a way of combining information from multiple tables based on a field they share. And joins are always made on a specific field or field. What is a union? Follows the behavior union, or even if there are duplications, values or some rows, we can able to understand this data here. Some kind of rows we have the new rows and new columns. If the shared file don't match across the union data sources and everything like that, we'll be able to here only work on those joins. This is really helpful how we can able to understand this data and how we are making specific fields on those fields, and even there are some duplicate values for some rows, then some kind of new rows and new columns. It shares the field and don't match across the union data sources. It's really helpful on how we are able to capture those data in a way of combining information from multiple tables based on a field they share, and joins are always made of specific fields. So cross database joins. So different types of joins we could understand here. Data source from different sources, cross database joins using integrated data sources. So what does it mean? So sources we have from the data, like as you guys showed you the different kinds of things we have shared to worked upon it. There were category, market, order ID, order date, product name, subcategory, and this is the thing we need to understand on the CS and product pages. And cross database is some kind of thing that we really understand how the database is working on it and how the user integrated database works on it. It's really helpful on how we're able to cross these databases in the kind of things that it can be understandable to do with it. There's a European data, we have Asia Pacific data, we have the African data, we have the overall of American data with that, and this helps the really helps in numbers for the understanding of the thing and how we can able to understand these things on the CSM product features. It's really helpful on how this can be understandable and how we can able to these kind of things that, and it makes the way easier. It makes the way much more easier on the things which are understandable and the way we should understand things there and everything based on that things. Next is what is data blending. Something called as data blending. So data blending is a way of combine data from multiple data sources into a single view. So what does it mean? Like there are different kinds of blending in a way we combine data from multiple data sources and a single view in different relationships, like blend relationships and how to blend it. There's something called as you can see, the blue mask is called primary data, the orange one is called as secondary data sources. We are able to link the blue and the orange one. There is the primary data sources and the secondary data sources. Use the common field for linking, like gray, don't use the common field for linking. For example, if there is something called as on the primary data source, there is a coffee chain data source, and there is some kind of like dimension, some kind of dimensions, like there is a product line, the same product line present on the second data source, office city, then able to blend it. But if there is something on the coffee chain data source and there is something that is not available on the office surface, it is not able to join it. So this is the thing we need to understand on all the data sources of it. The prime data sources and other sources is really helpful on how we can able to understand those things, and really it helps if we can able to do and how we can able to understand things, and for everything can be understandable. So really helpful on how we can able to blend those data. Really helpful how we can able to understand those data in relationship with how to blend those data. This can be done easily on the way, and it easily differentiates on how we can understand this, how we can the overall the picture goes on it, and the way we can able to do it. Next, we go on the third part. This is the visual analytics. This is the interesting part, guys, which I want to talk to you about it. Visual analytics is a really amazing thing. Let's give some meaning to that data. So what does it mean that, like, if you have a data around here, and now if you want to convert the data into a single form, this really helps. So the visual analytics really helps to do some basic concepts on that, and how we are able to understand these things, and how we are able to cross modify those things. So how we are able to convert those data into a computer in this video, and is very helpful. Let's go deep dive into it and let's how it works. So what is visual analytics? The field in information visualization that focuses on analytics reasoning, facilitated and supported by interactive visual interfaces. There are so many interfaces right now they're working on it. So that interfaces can be understandable with these data sources. What does it mean? Like in data visualization that focuses on the analytical reasoning, facilitated and be supported by interactive visual appearances or visual interfaces. It's really helpful for how we can able to cross those databases, how we're able to understand those databases and all sort of things. So let's see how we can able to do that, how we're able to understand those things in a way that is really helpful for us to understand what kind of things we are going to learn, and how is it we are able to understand those things, and how we are able to convert those generations into a different form. A picture is worth a thousand words. As you can see, as I told this earlier, like if you understand this good amount of data and if you want to convert it into a good chart, it's really helpful. Humans are very sound in solving complex problems. They are very good in solving complex problems. But visual representation enhances human cognitive processes. If you look at it, it really is so beautiful to understand what kind of chart it is, how is it growing, how is the company growing, how is the software or website is working on it. It really helps to see if you get an analysis the human cognitive processes, what does it mean like that, you can understand the pie chart. So there are overall things so to understand it, and that means if you are able to do it and if you are able to understand these things, and the graphical presentation is really helpful. How we are able to take it to the next level, and how we can able to understand those things. And if you understand those things, for example, if I show you on the graphical same chart, and if I show you this, and if I want to I want to see this on a bar graph, see this. I've created a beautiful bar graph now. Amazing bar graph. What does it mean? So this is the way, guys. This is the way we should understand those things. This is the way it really helps on how we are able to understand those things. So like color, like if I want to change this color, I can change it to different things. Like this is the one where I really want to change. Like for example, like this is the profit and this is the sales, right? So for profit, I want to go and put some in the color, and for that color, I want to change it to an this thing. So see, this is what I was talking about. So understanding these things is really understandable, and this really helps in the overall picture of it. So as I click on it, so I can see what's going on here. What is the problem? So where is it? So understandable things can be done here. So this way. So this is the way. This is the presentation which I was talking about. All this is a beginner friendly tool, and the way this can be understandable is a real example on how we can take those things into a new software, and how we are able to make it such kind of thing that it's really helpful for us to understand it in a difficult way, and it really helps on the overall representation of the product. That is what Tableau has to offer. Like as I can show you, like the powerful ways to select and aggregate data to consider. So as you can see, there are hierarchies, there are groups, there are sets, there are filters. So these all things helps really for the understandable about the software, how we can able to understand it, and how everything goes like that. So it really it makes it easy for us to understand the overall picture of it and the overall data of it. So it really helps to understand how we're gonna deal with that, and how the hierarchies are there, how the groups are there, how the sets and filters we wanna work with. So these things helps the Tableau has to offer further. More powerful ways to select and aggregate the data to consider. So they make use of this visual methods powerful, easily and effectively. Number reference lessons are trend lenses to visualize evaluate the plots, like forecasting to make predictions with a confidence level, and statistical tools like average lines, medians, and box plots. K-means like bundling clusters. So it's really helpful on how we're able to how does it look like, and how it is like. In next lesson we'll learn how does it look like on that. So make use visual and they're powerful easily and effectively. So reference licenses are the tremendous licenses to evaluate the plots, and the forecasting to make these predictions with a confidence level. The statistical looks like average lines, median, and box plots. It's really helpful on the overall thing how we are able to understand these things, and how we are able to work on these things. So we'll learn how does it look like. So how does it look like? As I showed you guys, this is the overall picture, and I showed you the way we did it, like the same way we could do it. So on the slide, as I can see, there is something called as category, there is subcategory, and the sales. So as you can see, this is a filter. They have put a filter on it, and something called this is just a line chart which shows how the data is there, and how they have everything works on it, the way we understand it, and it makes possible things. So that really helps in overall presentations, the overall everything what we can do, look into it, and the way the decisions makes like that. So really helpful, and we are able to understand that these things can be done. As you can see, there's a ship mode, a segment, there's a customer name, there's a customer shipping cost, and everything like that. So everything can be worked on a single sheet, on a single dashboard, and it's really helpful how we are able to understand those things, how we are able to take those things. So this can be done in a single way. So we'll we'll see now how does it work in a future lessons. Next is dashboards and stories. Let's make this more visual. So now we'll learn what are dashboards and how what are stories. Like as you guys learned in the previous lesson, previous slides, I talked to you about what are dashboards and stories. So dashboards are nothing to on a single page. There are different kinds of graphic representation. Like we have line chart, we have um, the area chart, bar graphs, everything much in the dashboard. Also, even the tables. These are called as dashboards. What are stories? Stories are told like we will have a different kind of story on how this works, how we're able to understand it more clearly. What is a dashboard? A powerful tool for mixing multiple views in a unique one. As I told you that, so multiple views in a unique one. So it's a powerful tool for mixing multiple views in a unique one. Allows us to create interactive and common filters for all the sheets grouped. As so it's all grouped ones on a single sheet. Allows us to create the interactive and common filters for all the sheets grouped. An excellent source for the generic views. It also helps us to create excellent source for the generic views. It really helps in how we can able to do it, how we are able to understand those things. A powerful tool for the mixing of the multiple views in a unique one allows us to create interactive and common filters for all the sheets grouped ones. And an excellent tool for the generic views. And it's really helpful for us how we can able to do it. So dashboards. As I was told you, this is a dashboard. As I told you, this is a single page in different kinds of things. So as you can see, there's an area chart on the first one, the left hand side. On the second, it has some the like a world map, which then shows the shipping cost for everything. And on the third, you can see there's a graph chart. There is the horizontal vertical, sorry, bar chart. There's a dashboard 1, dashboard 2, dashboard 3. Different kind of dashboards can be uploaded on a single page is called as dashboard. So it's an example to see how it works. If I change the filter on left hand side, you can see there's a filters here. If I change any filters here, everything can be changed at once. It's called as merging. It's called as merging the overall data into one is called as merging. It really helps in even if you work on those things and if you really work on these examples and if you really helpful like how you can able to do it and how this overall things works on it. So I'll show you guys later on the next lessons on the part 2 and part 3. This is the part 1 of the tutorial. This is on part 2 and part 3 also I'm working on that, and I'll show you how we can do in practical, how the dashboards are created, how everything graphs are created, and everything with the overall picture and how we are able to do it. And next thing is how we can understand those things and the overall part of it. It's really helpful and really easy to understand these things and really easy to be able to do it. So what is the story in Tableau? So as you guys learn what is the dashboard now, you guys got an idea now. So what a dashboard looks like, and how everything looks like. Now you guys to see how what is the story in Tableau. A story is nothing but a sheet that contains a sequence of worksheets so that together to convey information. As I just told you, first you see the sales, next you see the profits, and overall the returns. This is the second of story. So sheet it contains a sequence of worksheets or dashboards to work together to convey information. This is a story. So all methods that are able for the data sheets and dashboards apply to stories. It is really helpful how we can able to do that and the powerful navigation tool for the presentations. As you guys know, this is the thing we to learn about it and what type of things you can understand it, and the sheet that contains the sequences of worksheet or the dashboards and that work together to convey the information and all methods that are enabled to data sheets and dashboards. So it's really a good thing, a really powerful way where we're able to understand these things and able to understand those all kinds of things there. So let's learn about it, how to story the presentation and things. So this is the example of a story. As you guys can see, a single thing, but I able to see so many waves here, so many things here. I can see what has happened in a particular day in a particular area, and I also can see there is some kind of things like how we are able to understand those terms, how we are able to get the different kinds of views on this, and different kind of things like that. So this is really helpful. This is really helpful on how we are able to make those things and make you understand that. Like for example, if I show you it here, different kinds of bar charts, different kinds of things here, which can be understandable, and different kinds of organic forms here, which can be understandable. Like now for product subcategory, the different things, and I created some kind of things here. So this is really helpful. And for future lessons, I'll teach you how to do this, how to and what are these filters, how you can keep only just keep this thing by excluding just exclude that thing. So, and it's a profit. This is the sale total sales also 61. The profit was 121 out of the sales. This is really an good thing, right? Like for telling like overall like if I want to say this for this for telephone communication, I can see sales was like around uh, 1 lakh sales was around 1,44,000, but the profit was around 4,297,000. It's really really amazing thing, right? So to understand this data, to understand this thing. If you see the tables, I can see the sales of this, but profit there is loss. We have loss of 72,000. It really understand that we have to work more on this table. So really very very this thing, right? Table when the book cases, as you can see, the sales were 510,000. We have lost in 7,000. The much higher sale, but the loss we have on the 72,000 is on the table thing. So to understand what kind of data it is and how we are able to come through it on this and on this section. So it is really helpful for that thing. Okay guys, so let's see next the calculation. So what are calculations here? The part 5 of this, or how to manipulate the data set. Like if in Excel you guys know we are able to calculate some things, right? Like we can do addition, subtraction, some data, and all those things. Even that thing can be done in a Tableau also. It's really really good thing, really helpful thing that we are doing on this Tableau. And Tableau we are able to do the advanced section where we're able to understand how the advanced way in way we are able to do this thing. So it really makes us understand very easily how the calculations work and how to do those things. Then I will teach on that. There are types of calculation, the different kinds of calculations here. Calculations based on different kinds of calculations here. Calculations based on manipulate the data set over to which Tableau is running and the operations are performed by the underlying databases. So what does it mean, like manipulate the current view? The operations are performed on the every view of the Tableau without passing through the underlying databases. This really helps for the everything which goes upon it and the types of data you need to understand about it. These are the calculations we need to understand and the table calculations, manipulating the current view and overall the calculations we can be able to do it. Everything we're going to learn about it. Like calculations on what? There are different calculations we can do it. We can do calculations on string, on logic, on date, on type, and every lot of things. It's really helpful for us to understand how these terms work. I know, don't worry, guys. I'll teach you on depth on this in the future lesson or the future videos, where I'll go you through and I'll show you how the calculations are done, what kinds of strings we use, what kind of logics we use, what kind of dates, types, and so on. There are many things which can be worked on the other part of it, and it's really helpful on how these things goes and how this thing understandable and the way to capture this data and how we're able to understand everything of this data. It is really helpful for those things and understand those parts. So calculation syntaxes, the different kind of calculations here. As you can see, example of a syntax. If text general code equals example, then do something. What does it mean like that? It means like if you want a calculation to do like if if product category equals appliances, then um, exclude something like that. If product category equals appliances, then exclude. What it means is it will exclude the product category from that thing. Else, if if product category equals offices, then right, then keep it. Then we to do so. Else minus end. So this is kind of a calculation. As you can see, it says calculation is valid. It means we have applied the proper calculation on it. And this is kind of advanced stuff here. So we will not go much depth into it and how to do calculation, because I'll teach you this on the probably on the part third of this tutorial, because of part 2 I teach more on the dashboard kind of thing, where I show you how to create charts, how to filter. There are a lot of things into to learn. This is just a video one where I show you just on the top presentation overview of Tableau, what is Tableau does, what is the use of the Tableau and overall thing. But in future lessons, I teach you more on the more depth on these calculations and how we can work on it and all. So LOD expressions. Now what are LOD expressions now? Level of detail. What is level of detail? Expressions introduce the capability of specify the exact level of aggregation within the function itself. For example, if you want something related to aggregated, and I want to go to the last point, last each point of that thing. It's called as LOD. It's called as level of detail. On each detail you have to understand, and if you go code beyond it, you will understand the whole concept of it. It's really helpful if you go here and if I go to product container and I teach you how to make bar graphs on it and understand the more concepts of it. So now able to understand, oh, okay, this is the thing, this is the I was talking about, and you are able to understand this, how we are able to do this, how we are able to understand basic things of it, is that because we could open the more multiple line capability. And as you can see, if I just click on jumbo or some like medium box, if I just click on it, I can see only medium box. If I just unclick, I can see the overall data, the picture, and I can see what has happened to why it's in the negative state and everything on the clear picture. So you guys are thinking how is it easy to understand? Because really the way to understand the basic part of it and it's really understandable, and we'll do it in a much higher way with a much advanced way. It will really help us to grow and understand the most concepts of it. It's really helpful for the overall part of it. Next, guys, we understand what is mapping similar tools and the Tableau line. This is the last section of this module, guys. This is the last section of this thing. Let's give some meaning to that data. This is the last section of this tutorial, and we'll cover here and how understand last mapping data of it to understand things. The possibilities are infinite, guys. See, online maps, WMS, and Mapbox lets you create your own custom background map or to connect to one. So automatically recognize the displays, geographical data, which is the metrics and different geographical granularities. So you can do every kind of data in Tableau, all kinds of things. It's really an amazing tool, amazing software. Personally, I worked on this for almost 5 years now. It's a really a good thing to do that. Really a good presentation to work on it, and you guys are getting a free training for it. Just a free then the free or the overview of Tableau and how to work on it. I really suggest you guys to go with this software, work on this software, just learn how to do it. I also call it Tableau Public. What's Tableau Public? It's an like software to learn. So you don't have to guys pay any price for it. You can download it for free from the Tableau um, website or Tableau software website. You call it Tableau Public. Download it for it, and you're able to learn for it easily with free of cost. It's just that you can't able to save any data for it, but just for the learning purposes. Just go there, big hands directly there, and see how the overall works, how everything the things works. What are the what possibilities you can work on that, and everything on the online maps, the WMS, the matchboxes. Lets you create your own custom background, map, apply to one, and everything on automatic recognition, display geographical data, associated with the metrics and different geographical analytics, and everything on it. It's really a good thing to know, and it's really very easy to understand what are the possibilities there. So I really suggest you guys to work on those tools, work on these things, and you will able to understand what kind of things we have there, what kind of understands we have there, and really forget everything what to be. Even there are guys, there are some of the competitors for the Tableau, like there is ClickView, and there is Pentaho, there is Power BI, there is SAP, BI, Chahana. So all these are the Tableau competitors, and I'm telling you guys, Tableau is an amazing tool as compared to all those tools, and really it helps how we can able to understand the whole concept of this data and what has Tableau to offer online. You can skip hardware cost and skip setup time. There is no like installation. It's not minor installation. There's like hardware something like that. Connection with the user, the other users. You're able to use this software with the other users and how you can able to do things there. And suppose live data connections and secure. It's really helpful for if you are working on this data, and if you have the things then it is really helpful for these things, and really makes it good thing. Like if you have a skip hardware cost, step time, and connection with the other users, it really helps the overall things for this. And it's really a good tool, I'm going to talk to you guys like it's really an amazing tool. It has all the benefits you guys just wanted, and everything can be operated on tools, and it can be understandable. Good things like that. That's the amazing part of it, and you're able to understand how we are able to work on this and how we are able to understand the basic part of it. And uh, that's one, guys. Okay, guys, thank you so much for this. If you guys have any questions, please let us know, like in the comment section, like you guys love this content and how you guys want to understand it, and how the basic things if you want to know, like if you have any guys questions, just just comment down below, and I'll able to answer all those questions if you guys have. And this is just a first tutorial, guys. No need to worry about it. No, I know some kind of overwhelming this, and if you guys have been confused something, don't worry about it. In future lessons, in the future videos, I'll go in depth on each and everything on how to do it. Also, if you guys have any questions, any things on it, you can just comment down below, or just comment down below, and I'll try to answer each and every questions of it. And just as things like you guys can download this tool, and from the Tableau software, the Tableau public software. I guess the highest version is the 10.0 right now, so you can download that tool, and you can guys work on it until I make next video for you. You will till then you'll able to learn what is you're able to understand overall concept of it. Also, you guys getting a Superstore Excel data as a free data with Tableau provides once you install that. We will work on to visualize this data. For example, which I showed you the previous things then. You can work on that data, and it's really helpful for this. And if you can, you have any questions, anything like that, just comment down below, and I'll able to answer all those questions. So this is the thing, and thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you really got some lessons out of it. Um, Anything else, like just comment down below, and I would really able to help you for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all these things. Thank you so much for everything. And hope you guys understand. Hope you guys are able to learn all those things. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for each and everything. Thank you so much.